Everybody, it's Levi Red with Dystopian World Games, and today is another unboxing day. Today's unboxing will be Dominaria Planeswalker Decks, brought to you by Full Moon Games in Terre Haute, Indiana. I've been kind of on a spending spree for the last week, and I've bought everything that my little heart desired. Thank you to a strong work ethic and the IRS. So without further ado, let's get it cracking. First up, we'll do Teferi Time Bender. Now, I love this guy. He was cool back in the 90s as a disruptive student, and I was recently reintroduced to him in Dominaria. Funny story, long story, is I did a booster draft, I want to say last September, and one of my buddies wasn't able to afford enough packs, so I decided to front him a couple of mine. Anyways, we're ripping open packs, and this motherfucker pulls out Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Starts dancing around the store. After playing against that card, I realized how much of a shit show you're in playing against blue-white control. So I made the decision to buy him off of my friend. At the time, he was going for about 50 bucks. I think he's still right around there, but I ended up getting him back. And then a few months ago, I made a video game sale to one of my friends in Tenasket, and knew that I had to pay bills, so I did what any sane person would do with rent money. I went into GameStop and I cleaned them out of booster packs. Bought my wife a couple of the Guilds of Ravnica, got myself a couple of Dominaria. We ended up trading between ourselves, and as she's opening her Dominaria pack, he shows again. Not this one. This is a cool card too, Teferi Time Bender. Let you guys see it. I like this card. Give you the extra turns. But anyways, I had two right around November. And I must have overdid it at that GameStop, because come December, I was short on Christmas money. So I take my two Teferi Hero of Dominarias to a local game store in the next town, and I ended up partnering with one of the Hero of Dominarias for the, what was it, the Magic Game Night, 5-way mono-colored decks, and it was pretty fun. Traded Hero of Dominaria for it. Didn't think about it too much at the time. Now I'm kicking myself in the ass. Without further ado, though, we got this box open. Got our two booster packs set to the side. Undo those at the end. Let's get this initial deck crack. Here's what we're dealing with first. I'm not familiar with this deck yet. Nyambi, the Faithful Healer. She must be Teferi's old lady, something like that. Beautiful card. I'm digging it. So we got Nyambi, Faithful Healer. Legendary creature. When Niambi, Faithful Healer, enters the battlefield, you may search... Oh, she's a tutor card for Timebender. You may search library, graveyard for a card named Teferi Timebender, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If you search your library, typical tutor card. Nice, though. Good way to deck a Planeswalker really quick. Don't know how many of these I got. Daring Archaeologist. Anytime you cast a artifact, or anytime you put her in the field, you may return artifact from grave. And then when you cast a historic spell, you put 1/1 counters on her. And good things always come in pairs, because there's Niambi again. So there's 2 chances in this deck to draft your Planeswalker from nothingness. I'm liking this deck. Bam, Zahid, the Genie of the Lamp. That was a pretty cool card. I just got that actually in another booster pack. You may pay 3. It's a 6 cost, but you may pay 3 and a mana and tap an untapped artifact you control rather than pay its cost. It's a 5/6 flyer. Pretty strong blue creature. Oh man. Boom. Sparring Construct. I think I'm just going to breeze over these commons and uncommons because I'm sure any YouTube creator has already gone into these at length. So, Sparring Construct. It's nice. 1, 2, 3. Knight of New Benalia. A nice 2-cost strikers. Followed by another Sparring Construct. Relic Runners. Yeah, there's something. I like this. Tetsuko Yumizawa. For those that don't know, Yumizawas have been around since the Kamigawa block. I believe it was one of her ancestors actually that took on Nico Bolas the first time. Yeah. 2 cost, and she keeps your creatures from being blocked. 1, 2, 3 Aether Gliders. Useless. Trash. 2 Joyra Familiar. Those are nice because they help you get your historic cards out faster by reducing their cost. 1, 2 Juggernaut. Artifact creatures. Juggernaut attacks each combat if able. They're nice, but expensive. By the time you got 4 or 5 mana, you'd rather be casting something else, honestly. And I think this is the reason why I ended up picking up this deck, because, boom, you get 3 of these. Teferi Sentinel. 5 cast artifact creature. 2/6. And as long as you control a Teferi Planeswalker, Teferi Sentinel gets +4/+0. I don't know. That doesn't sound too good, actually. A 6/6 for 5. Once again, you'd probably rather be casting something else. Some Sarah's Angel, Gideon's Reproach. Like, I haven't seen that since an hour ago. Befuddle. Divination, and this is nice. I've yet to see this card. I don't think this was actually printed with the boosters. Temporal Machination. Sorcery, 3 cost. Return target creature to its owner's hand. If you control an artifact, draw a card. Might actually make some use of those. And oh goody, we got lands, and ooh. I've got the M19. I do not have Dominaria Meandering Rivers. They look nice. So, that's it for the actual Planeswalker deck. I like it. I'm going to probably do some tweaking to it later on this evening and see if I can run it against the wife. But she builds horribly strong decks, so might have to put that on the back burner. Alright, let's get into these booster packs. You guys give me good luck. Ooh. If I had a pack to bless, this one would be it. Come on. Yeah. Alright. Alright, so we got Gidu Chronicler, Common, Benalish Honor Guard, Artificer's Assistant, Lovely Rat Colony. You never have too many of these. Arbor Armament, Run Amok. Another goddamn Reproach. Valid Omnivore. A Jousting Lance. Saproling Migration. Those are nice. You kick out some free creatures. And Fire Fist Adept for my commons. And uncommons, we have Seal Away. It's not bad. Good removal spell. The Mirari Conjecture. I do not have this saga yet. It just happens to be my rare. I'll go over this one. So it's a 5-cost enchantment saga. In its first phase, you return a target instant card from your graveyard to your hand. In the second phase, you return a target sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. And then its third and final phase, until the end of turn, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. I could see that being really useful in a control deck, actually. And stinky ass Slimefoot, stowing away. Wonder how he did running with the pack on. The Weatherlight. Does he speak English or whatever language they're speaking on Dominaria? Or does he just make nasty sounds and somehow people understand him magically? Alright, let's get into the second pack. Alright, no saving this one. First up, we've got Fervent Strike. Yeah. Sarah's Disciple. Oops, got two there. Homerid Explorer. I used to love Homerids back in the early days of Magic. Something about having crawdads that could just shred everything. And blessings are with us today because there's another rat colony. And like I said, you can never have enough rats. Followed by a Corrosive Ooze, meh. Deathbloom Thud, meh. Blood Tallow Candle, meh. Ancient Animus. I like this one. Fiery Intervention. You pay 5 and you choose whether or not you want to destroy an artifact or deal 5 damage to a creature. Really expensive bolt spell. Navigator's Compass is the last of the commons. And for uncommons, we have Fungal Plots, Curator's Ward, Howling Golem, and our rare will be T-Shar, Ancestor's Apostle. Flying, 4 cost, flying, 2/2. Whenever you cast a historic spell, return target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less from the graveyard. It's actually a solid card. Alright. Well. Oh. Still got another box to go through. That was just the icing on the cake. Alright. Next up we have Chandra, the Bold Pyromancer. I haven't got to play with this one yet. I haven't got to play with either of them yet, to be honest, so let's see what I crack out of this pack. For those that don't know, Chandra is a pyromaniac. Wait, that's not right. Pyromancer. Chandra is a pyromancer from Kaladesh. And ended up planeswalking earlier in her life. There she is. In all her ginger glory. Chandra is a 6-cost planeswalker. The +1 to add 2 fire, 2 mountain. And Chandra Bold Pyromancer deals 2 damage to target player. They're -3 loyalty. Chandra Bold Pyromancer deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. And her ult is a -7. Chandra Bold Pyromancer deals 10 damage to target player and each creature and planeswalker they control. Damn. Really? Is that even necessary? You guys tell me. Alright. Dun, dun, dun. Something is missing here. It's inside the box. Whoo! I was about to have to get a hold of them boys. Full moon, where'd my boosters go? So boom. 2 more boosters to open. But let's crack into this Planeswalker deck and see what's so cool about it. Well, we have our first sorcery on top. Beautiful, beautiful. Chandra's Outburst. See that? A 5-cost sorcery where Chandra's Outburst deals 4 damage to target player or planeswalker. Search your library or graveyard for a card named Chandra Bold Pyromancer. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library, this way shuffle it. Her tutor card. But I like it. That's nice. We got another one right there. Let's Wizards, you're too sweet. Gilded Lotus. I went on a collecting spree of these things lately because Other than the fact they're not the Black Lotus, you can't cast, you can't just drop them for nothing. So they cost 5, but they're a permanent, and you tap them to add 3 mana of any color to your pool. You run 4 of those, you got 12 mana for 10, or something like. You get a really good buff to your mana pool. Marwyn Nurturer. Marwyn is a 3-cost legendary creature elf druid, and whenever another elf enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on Marwyn Nurturer. Or you can tap to add an amount of forest equal to Marwyn's power. I'm a little bit more curious about this deck now because we got Chandra is all ginger. It's a red card, but we're dealing with green. Being my next card. If you don't know this, you've never played Magic the Gathering before in your life. It's Llanowar Elf. Mana. Elfhame Druid. Another decent Dominaria Elf. 2 cost, but it's a 0/2, so there's no attack strength. Her cool little buff is you can tap her to add 1 mana, or you can tap her to add 2 forest mana, but you spend that mana only to cast kick spells. There's a lot of kick spells in Dominaria, so you could actually make use of that ability pretty well. G2 Chronicler. 2-cost human wizard with a kicker. You may pay the additional 4 mana to cast a spell. When G2 Chronicler enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return instant or target sorcery from graveyard to hand. Not bad. A couple more of the Elfhame Druid. Another Llanowar Elf. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pragmatic Pilgrim. I'm not familiar with this. He's a 3-cost, 3/1 creature with haste. Not a bad sucker punch. Crozan Druid. I'm gonna buzz through a lot of these commons. Oh boy. Chandra's got buff creatures. Karplusin Hound. It's a 4-cost hound creature, 3/3. Whenever Karplusin Hound attacks, if you control Chandra Planeswalker, this creature deals 2 damage to any target. Okay. I'll play. Gaia's Protector, Baloth Gorger, Fire Elemental, Fire Elemental, Fire Elemental. I love this guy and I fucking hate him at the same time. Groom, the Lonely King. Groom, the Lonely King is a 6-cost legendary ape warrior. 5/5. Kicker 3. Now, this is an interesting part. If Groom the Lonely King was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 5+1/+1 counters on it. And whenever Groom acts alone, double his power and toughness till end of turn. That is a fucking nasty ability to get hit with. Especially in a mana ramp deck. If your opponent ends up putting that out in round 4, you might as well just pick up your cards and go home. It's over. It's pointless after that. Primordial Worm looked to be the last card before we run into mana. Okay, we got some more stuff in the back here. More garbage. Sheevan Fires, Gift of Growth, Pierce the Sky. This is a nice one. Fight with Fire. There's Miss Ballard. That's the face of the card. 3-cost sorcery with kicker of 6. Fight with Fire deals 5 damage to target creature. If the spell is kicked, it deals 10 damage divided as you choose among any number of targets. That's not bad. Fiery Intervention, Timber Gorge, and I'm really digging these dual lands in Dominaria. So, that's that for our Chandra deck.